Welcome back. If you're just joining us, remember this is Health and Wellness. My name is Zaitun Ali, and you can find us on our WhatsApp line 0759-434389 in case you have any question about cancer. Dr. Lalit is still here in studio ready to answer them. We also have Peter Kinyanjui, who is a cancer survivor, right here in set just to share his experience and all he's learned about this. He's a champion for creating awareness in this, and he'll be talking about this. Karibuni, welcome back to the show. Still feels great to have you here. And Dr. Lalit, we've just talked about the burden of cancer in Kenya. We've talked about the causes, we've talked about the treatment process, and before that even diagnostic process, you know. And right now we just want to dwell more on even the preventative measures that you had mentioned. Lifestyle was a major one. How can we deal with this?
So many of the cancers are preventable by, just adopting small changes in day-to-day lifestyle. So if somebody is smoking or using tobacco, stop it. Similarly with alcohol, and one can get vaccinated for human papilloma virus. Young girls can get vaccinated. It can reduce the risk of developing cervical cancer later on. Yeah. There's a good vaccine for hepatitis B, which can reduce the risk of developing liver cancer. And maintaining lifestyle, cutting down on red meat, eating more of fruits and vegetables, protecting your skin, and getting screened. It's very important. Yeah. Another thing that I would say is not to neglect your symptoms. Like, most of the times cancer is initially misdiagnosed, like which unfortunately happened with Mr. Peter. Yeah. So something is not reducing in 2 or 3 weeks, one must consider that it could be cancer and get evaluated as early as possible.
Okay. And Peter, I'd like to throw this question to you in terms of emotional wellness while dealing with cancer. How has it been for you?
Well, it hasn't been very easy. But I'm this kind of a person. I call myself my own encouragement powerhouse. I don't need, I actually don't really look out for encouragement. That not to mean that I don't have a support system. I have 2 children, and my children have been such a great support.
Wow.
And if I'm to count people who've been there emotionally for me, I would count my children like 10 times before I count others. And I belong to the school of thought that believes that the body follows what the mind believes. And therefore I've really worked on my mind. I've really, really worked on my mind.
That is very powerful.
And I've, by the grace of God, I've been able to really fortify my mind.
Yeah.
I know how to, I've learned the art of disputing negative thoughts in my mind. I've learned that. I know I cannot be positive every day, day in, day out.
Yes.
As much as people think that I'm a strong guy, but I tell them I'm not strong because at times I cry like a small baby in my bed. Apparently, I'm a singular parent. Yeah, so I don't have that partner beside me on the bed. Therefore, my pillows knows my tears. But when people think that I'm strong, I tell them, no, I don't think I'm strong, but I'm resilient.
Yeah.
I am full of agility. I fall down, and the Kinyanjui that rises up is better than the Kinyanjui who fell down. And that's me. Where geography has placed me, I say, to mean that just because you got sick doesn't mean you're going to die. And like Dr. said, cancer is never equal to death. I always tell myself that.
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed, I remember the doctor who broke the news to me. Of course, I knew, having been through cancer in the family. I interpreted the results for myself. And I thought, wow, okay. So when the doctor asked me, Kinyanjui, do you know what you have been diagnosed for? I said, no. Were you told the expected result? I said, no. You have cancer. It was that plain.
Oh, no.
Yes, that plain. And doctor, he realized he didn't do the right thing. So when he wanted to correct that, I told him, doctor, don't worry. I am a big boy. By the time I'm leaving your office, getting the bus stop, I'll be fine. And I've learned how I've been able to deal with the cancer emotionally is to know that you don't really have to die from cancer. The other day, there was a report of people who died in a road accident. Probably none of them had cancer.
True.
And I always tell myself, Kinyanjui, you have been assigned this mountain so that you can show others it can be moved.
You have a purpose to achieve.
I have a purpose to achieve.
Yeah.
In terms of emotional wellness, allow me to mention a money counseling center.
Okay.
And a money counseling center, they have sponsored my training. I am training as a counselor. I am just about to finish certificate and get to diploma and become the best that counseling can give. So then I can go back there. Even in my small ways, still now I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Like I told you yesterday, I was in Athi River. So then I can go out there, having survived this darkness, to become light to someone else. Why would I let you go through a bushy area, whereas I know a better route? I can show you that. On top of our money counseling center where I'm training, there is another organization called a Fresh Chapter. I've opened a whole fresh chapter in my life. They're dealing with they're helping me deal with my emotional burden. Okay. And I'm getting better by the day.
Wow.
With each week, I'm getting better.
I love that, and I love that for you totally, Kinyanjui. It's the way to go. It's really magical, very powerful to even someone watching out there who is going through the same. And Daktari, I'd like to also ask you, how can we be able to now ensure that we give the right care and support to cancer patients? And also, I know the family is also going through a lot. How can we ensure care?
So when we talk about care, unfortunately, the emotional part is not there for the patients. It is for themselves, to fend for with, family members or good neighbors. But when it comes to actual non-treatment part, that is lacking in most of the hospitals. I mean, hospitals and doctors are busy just giving chemotherapy prescriptions, but rather than, looking behind the emotional aspects which play an important role. So there is a huge unmet need for improving this kind of services, emotional support, social support. That's really, really very important. Okay.
And aside from that, there's something we can't deny, stigma.
Yes.
How can we deal with this? Stigma. You're laughing. You've gone through it. Probably give us your experience, and then now we'll come back to Daktari.
Let me start by saying that the worst stigmatization is self-stigmatization. I don't allow no one to stigmatize me. There was a time I was taking oral chemotherapy, and the whole of my face and my head, I looked like toad, ile chura shambani.
Oh no!
I was looking like that. I had what they called, not pimples, what are they called? Rashes all over. I had rashes all over. And this time I entered into a matatu, and the lady sitting next to me, she thought, well, this guy is HIV. What could this guy be suffering from? Will he infect me? And you should have seen how that lady was really moving towards the side, I mean, was keeping a distance from me.
Really?
Yes. When you talk about stigmatization, you'll find that ladies who are going through breast cancer and they have had their breast removed, they have to get a prosthesis because they still want to look and feel the same.
True.
Because who wants to walk around with one breast, and of course clearly on the other side there is no breast. So there is that part of stigmatization, and there are people who don't even talk about cancer. They don't even want
it's
to.
a taboo.
They don't want to be known that they are not even a taboo. They just want to come have their they have the chemotherapy, go back home and tell no one. They don't want to feel like that people they know they have cancer. I have a few friends who are not like Kinyanjui. Kinyanjui is that person. Kinyanjui is that person who will stand in a congregation of 700 people, like I was at Nairobi International School the other day. They had invited me because they've really supported me in this journey in terms of finances. I will stand before a great crowd and talk about cancer and talk about my story.
Yeah.
Because my story could be a survival guide for someone else.
True. Very true.
And when we talk about stigmatization, the worst I've told you is self, when you don't want to talk about it. But it is still personal. Yeah, whether to talk about it.
People process differently.
People process differently.
Yeah.
It's still personal whether to say or not to say.
That is true.
Yeah, we don't judge.
Okay. Dr. Ari, affirm that.
Yes, absolutely. I think Mr. Peter's journey has been nothing, so inspirational. Even I'm meeting him for the first time, and I'm really inspired the way he has fought, and he's, giving hope for others. So that is really remarkable, because he has also experienced so much, so much things. And people believe that cancer is a contagious disease, that it goes from one person to another, but it is not so. I mean, you can live, be together, support each other.
Yeah.
And these aspects are really important when it comes to managing a cancer patient.
Okay. So those are some of the challenges, stigma. What others can you probably mention in terms of, what's it called, detection? So once we've known it's there, what other challenges do these patients go through?
So they think that, chemotherapy can be very disfiguring, that they can't go back to work, can't have normal lives once they take treatment.
How long does it take normally?
No, the body recovers usually. So each chemotherapy is usually given every 3 weeks, most of the time, sometimes 2 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on what drugs are used. But after the treatment is done, patients recover. And in the event that they develop side effects which are, severe, then the dosing or the treatment can be modified. So it's not that they need to go through, bear through all the treatment. It's not required at all. Other thing is myth about surgery. If you do surgery, then the cancer will go to other parts of the body. Similarly with radiotherapy, that it can disfigure the whole body. So there are a lot of fear, myths and surrounding cancer treatment.
Yeah.
So all this need to go away.
And you've mentioned about the myths. So what are some of the myths? Aside from what Kinyanjui is saying, people are thinking it's witchcraft. What are some of the myths that you come across, especially as an expert?
No, it may be something that they ate or, did something, something they should not have done, or they thought something bad, they think they relate the cancer to that. It's not like that, So there are a lot of, social things deeply ingrained in the society that need to go away.
Yeah. So moving forward, probably what can you even tell someone who is suffering the same in terms of treatment, in terms of even emotional well-being? What can you tell them?
One is that there is hope.
There's hope.
I tell people that I am a merchant of hope because I don't sell treatment. I can only refer them to Daktari or maybe Dr. Vijay, who has worked with me this far. And now you don't have to stay at home when you can seek help.
Yeah.
So they need to know that there is treatment. And the cancer is curable. Like Dr. said, when it's detected in stage 1 and stage 2, it's highly curable. Unfortunately, it goes to stage 3 and 4 because between stage 1 and 2, the factor is time. Between stage 2 and 5 and 4, the factor is time. So when people take a lot of time, the treatment becomes a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
But when they seek treatment in good time, in this country, I'm meeting Dr. Lalit for the first time, and I'm happy to know that we are having enough expertise in this country.
And he's very confident about the same action.
Yes.
Right here in Kenya.
Because when I first diagnosed,
Yeah.
I thought I was not going to see past 2 years, because that was the trend in the family.
Okay.
That was the trend in the family. I actually thought I would not see my children finish class 8. The other day I took my son for his first year in university.
Wow.
And so why am I saying this? So that people out there can know that there's treatment. You don't have to sit and die. The other thing is that there is no room for woye.
No pity party.
No pity party. When you start pity partying, then actually I tell people that the worst disease in this world is not even cancer. It's lack of hope.
Yeah.
When you lose hope, I remember during COVID, people were in Italy. A billionaire jumped from a high roofed, from a high multi-storied house to his death because all his family was gone. Well, did he have cancer? He didn't have cancer. He just lost hope.
Yeah.
And I don't know. One time I went for a conference organized by Kenya Institute of Cancer, and I asked a question. Lack of hope. Is it a communicable disease or a non-communicable disease?
A symptom as well.
Because the greatest battle lies in lack of hope.
I agree.
Lies in losing hope.
I agree.
But when people come out and they put on the spirit of fighting, they can overcome.
And I want to address even one of, that's a factor that he's mentioned. The fear actually comes from the patients because there's an option, there's a possibility of recurrence of the same. So what brings it back? And how can we even prevent it? Will there be a time that we're saying, I'm truly cured from cancer? Because those are some of the fears patients have.
So recurrence of cancer does happen depending on the cancer we are dealing with.
Yes.
So few cancers are known to recur because that is the inherent biology of that cancer. It is such that it is known to recur. Okay? And it also depends at the initial stage of diagnosis. Somebody having stage 1, stage 2 would not recur compared to somebody having stage 3 or fully cured stage 4 disease. So it's multiple factors that are responsible for the recurrence, and recurrence can happen anytime. It can happen just following treatment, or during treatment also it can happen. That is a worst case scenario. And sometimes recurrence can happen years later on. So one needs to be on regular follow-up. I would say lifelong with your oncologist when you're finished your cancer treatment. And hopefully in few years' time there will be enough technology, enough medicines, newer drugs, better screening modalities, which will expand to other cancers where we can just treat cancer easily and it doesn't come back ever again.
You've touched on something I wanted even us to wind up on, technology. What kind of technologies are put in place right now to even manage this burden?
In terms of
technology,
psychology, yeah. So
no, technology.
Technology. So
Yes.
technology, I mean, when it comes to Kenya, we have PET CT scans which are really useful for, diagnosing and managing cancer, to know how a patient has responded to treatment.
Yes.
So even at our hospital at RFH, we have got the latest PET CT scan. And apart from that, there are newer pathological methods like immunophenotyping, immunohistochemistry, molecular testing that are available, which can, guide the oncologist for precision treatment. So all these things are definitely available. And worldwide, there are a lot of clinical trials that are happening which explores new medicines, So all the treatments that are available in oncology come through well-conducted clinical trials. So worldwide, there's a lot of trials happening, a lot of newer drugs coming.
Okay.
So every few months, there's a new medicine that is, coming in the market.
You do these trials to who exactly? Human beings?
So we do in human beings.
Yeah.
So they compare with the standard treatment along with a new treatment to see whether it is working, and then see what side effects are there, which cancer it works. So there are various types of clinical trials that are there. But that is the only scientific way of, getting a new drug in the market.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Lalit. And you've said you're from RFH.
RFH,
In
yes.
case they want to find you, where they can find you there?
Yes, I'm there full time from morning to evening, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh, you guys have a dedicated department for this?
Yes.
Every single day?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have a full-fledged oncology center at Ruai.
Ruai.
Yeah.
That's the main branch?
Main branch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And you, Kinyanjui, unajua watu wanataka uwapatie hapo hope. You talk to them, at least you inspire them, and they can feel they are not going through this alone. It can be lonely to go through this burden peke yako, but we are also grateful for your children for being amazing support systems. Waambie waendelee vivyo hivyo, and your pillow as well.
I wanted to come with my daughter, but she traveled.
I know she's even watching right now, right? Your daughter. Tell them they've been great support system to you, and we are grateful.
My children.
Yeah.
There is my son Abraham Lincoln.
Wow, great name.
Yeah. Na mama yangu Njeri. I call her mama yangu.
Yeah.
They've really been there.
Wow.
That's alongside my other family members, my sisters, and my extended family. They've been there for me.
And in case people want to get you, where can they find you? Even as you're winding up. Yeah.
One is that I'm in Nairobi. I live in Ruai. A walking distance from Ruai Family Hospital. And if you allow me, I can give them my number.
You can give your number, actually.
I can give them my number. You can find me on 0725 299 589. You can also get me on 0101 299 589. Let's talk, and I give you some hope.
Yeah.
I give you some hope, and I'm in a
support group.
In a support group, I have two. I have several, and all of them we are like 1,000 of us.
Okay. Pale kwa mtandao ama?
Kwa mtandao too. We have one that I call a Ray of Hope. That one I formed. And then we have another one called Battle Against Cancer that has everyone from almost all counties in the country.
On Facebook or on Instagram, where can we find it?
We are just a support group. We support each other.
Okay. So people can get to you, and then you can refer them.
We can,
to
yes.
Sawa, sawa.
And,
that is fine. Yeah. Daktari, you've realized I've not said your second name, Dr. Lalit, and that's where it ended. So probably when they are coming, they look for Dr. Lalit who?
Virat Pandey. Thank you.
What?
Virat Pandey.
What? Okay. Just say Dr. Lalit, guys. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate. We are out of time, unfortunately, but this has been really inspiring. And we're praying for quickest recovery to you, more grace to you.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're a conqueror already. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching from the start until the end. It has been Health and Wellness. You can find this episode on YouTube at KTN Home. And make sure next week, same time, same place, Sunday, Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here on KTN. Join us for yet another amazing episode. Until next time, see you later.